So before we start, don't forget, y'all, to please like and subscribe to this channel and like the video. Like it up, like it up, like it up. It gets into the algorithm on YouTube and it lets folks know that you enjoy the content and allows other people to enjoy it as well. So please like up the video, and please, 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 please subscribe. I love you guys so much for checking in with me today. Now let's get into these hot topics. Okay, first up, we are going to have a little chit chat about Miss JLo and Ben. Yes, JLo and Ben back in the news, as if JLo needs any more bad press. Okay, but it's really funny to me because there's been some swirling of news going around in these streets that she and Ben are on the rocks, or splitzo dunzo, or getting a divorce, as they say, the big D. Now, we don't know how true this is yet, but there have been a lot of grumblings going on, from Ben walking around with no wedding ring on and JLo shopping for a house without him. So yeah, those are definitely big red flags. Cosmopolitan has a report out here questioning the same thing as well. Under Cosmopolitan's website, it says Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck seen smiling in a car, but source says tension is high. So yeah, there has been some words in the street that these two aren't doing too great. In this article, it says, we have yet another dispatch from the confusing world. What's going on with Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez? According to a news source that's entered that chat, the couple's marriage isn't over. However, they're definitely having tension, and not to mention living apart. Okay, guys, I wanted to react to this. Say that these two have not split, but they're living apart. That's a split to me, okay? Oh my God. Okay, and I'm reacting to this fresh, new. I'm reading it as you guys are hearing about it, because I wanted to have a raw reaction to what this article is, and I'm in shock right now. I didn't know they were living apart. Oh my God, the hot topics are giving me hot topics. Okay, back to work. Okay. Jen and Ben's relationship is not over yet, but they have been staying in separate homes. Ciao. It's over. This thing is ding, okay? It's over. Okay. They have been staying in separate homes, and the tension has been high, the insider tells. Entertainment Tonight. They are taking a second to figure out what each of them is going through and wants. Both of them have been very down, as in depressed. Well, yeah, if you're living in separate houses, I would say you're depressed for sure. Okay, for what it's worth, Ben was seen without his ring on Friday in photos shared TMZ. But then on Saturday, he and JLo were snapped laughing together in a car. Okay, here's that picture of them in the car. They look like they're hostages of each other. If one of them blinks twice, we should call EMS and SOS to go out and save them. Here's the picture, and you guys tell me what you see. Is that a forced photo or what? That is okay. Let's go on, because that photo looks very weird, very awkward, very forced, very somebody come save me, and I don't know which one. But anyway, meanwhile, a source told Us Weekly last week that Jen and Ben are having issues in their marriage. They started having issues a few months ago, as Jen had started ramping up work commitments and prepping for her tour. And Ben is a really private, laid back person. You can tell he didn't even want to be in that This Is Me film that she did with Prime. You could tell he didn't even want to be in that film. He is very private. And Jen is like, hi, this is me. Come talk to me. I'm Jennifer Lopez. I'm wonderful. So they're so opposite, and the very thing that attracted them to each other, it seems to be repelling them now. And you would think he would know that after all these years, because he spun the block and married her. This isn't a new person in his life that he didn't know until recently and decided to marry. He's known JLo for decades. So, I don't understand, why this kind of part of her personality was an issue for him, her being so outgoing and in the public's face. Why would he even marry her? Because she's no different now than she was back then. So it says, just an FYI, tabloid In Touch was the one to break this Bennifer relationship news. And by that I mean an insider told them the writing is on the wall. It's over. they're headed for a divorce, and for once, Ben's not to blame. Well, yeah, considering all the noise that's been in the media about JLo, they might be right about that. They'll never stop loving each other, but she can't control him and he can't change her. That part. So yeah, he knew what it was. It says right here that they're on two completely different pages most of the time. And you can tell that as well. Every time you're taking you see pictures of these two, Ben looks miserable. Jennifer's always yelling at him and putting him in his place. No matter where they go, she's complaining one way or another about his behavior. And he's looking at her like, will you chill the hell out? He wants to change that very thing that attracted him to her. And Jennifer, is definitely controlling. Okay? And it can't help. I don't know how much Ben even cares about this, but there's been a lot coming out in the media. Good. There's been a lot coming out in the media about Jennifer and her personality and her bad behavior and her just not being relatable and rude to people that she's worked with on the set, telling them they can't look at her in the eye when they talk to her, just kind of intimidating people unnecessarily. I don't know if it's consciously or unconsciously. These are all things that are alleged, but a lot of people came out after that This Is Me movie came out on Prime, and they started speaking against her and talking about what kind of person she was in real life. Even the Latin community started, turning their backs on her. So maybe just all of this stuff coming out about Jennifer, and that's not just Ben. Ben probably could see it all along, but now that he knows that the rest of the world has been seeing what he's seeing, it's probably confirmation to him that he's made another mistake in choosing the wrong woman. Or he made a mistake in leaving the last Jennifer. And then maybe he should go back to that one. I know, shady. All I know is Jennifer, the only reason I ever had a good perspective or impression of Jennifer was because she used to always go on the Wendy Williams show. And her and Wendy had such a great relationship. And so she was able to control the narrative about her personality on that show and make everybody think she was a sweet person. I think the worst thing that could have ever happened to her was the Wendy Williams show going off air. Because Wendy was the only one who kind of went easy on her, and they had such a great chemistry that it was easy to fool the world that she was a really sweet and fun girl. Wendy used to always say, yeah, I love Jennifer. She's a girl's girl. She loves love. And so it made everybody else love her. Whatever Wendy said, word was bond, okay? We went with whatever Wendy said, and for that reason and that reason alone was the only reason I liked Jennifer Lopez. Now, I'm not going to say that. Like I said, I've got some connections in the entertainment world, and let's just say the only reason I liked Jennifer was because she was on Wendy's show. And Wendy was so endearing towards her. And Wendy was a hard ass. It wasn't easy, to have Wendy on your side. So I think Ben is beginning to see what everybody else sees, and he probably came to that realization after her little movie came out, and he was kind of looking at her like, wow, they see what I see. I must have made a huge mistake. On top of the fact that, even out in the open, she's always kind of starting arguments with him and stuff. They're always caught on camera arguing. Remember that time she was walking to her car and she got in the car and he slammed the door after she got in? You could tell they were having an argument even in that moment. And then I think paparazzi caught them in that same day in the car arguing and got pictures. TMZ gets pictures of everything. So, yeah, something ain't right in the buttermilk. I got a feeling that we are going to hear more about this situation. And we'll probably be hearing divorce rumors, more than just rumors, in the very near future. So, I don't know. Hope they can work it out. But if it's not good and it's toxic, maybe they need to move on. Oh, well. All right, moving on. Who we going to talk about next, child, in these streets?